for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here tonight. I'm Whitney Ward. Convicted Freeman High School shooter Caleb Sharp has been resentenced to 25 years to life. In 2017, then 15-year-old Caleb Sharp shot and killed one student and seriously injured 3 other students at the high school in Rockford.
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley, who has been covering the shooting since the start, was in the courtroom today when the judge handed down his decision. Amanda?
Well, Mark and Whitney, we can't ignore that right now we are just days away from the 7-year mark since the school shooting at Freeman High School that resulted in the death of 1 student and seriously injured 3 others. So as you can imagine, returning to court for the shooter's resentencing is difficult for the Freeman community. Now, in the hearing today, the judge agreed to go forward with the attorney's recommendations for the high end of the sentencing range for Caleb Sharp. For count 1, aggravated murder, the judge sentenced Sharp to 25 years to life in prison. The 3 counts of attempted murder and the second-degree assault charge will run at the same time, which means Sharp will serve a total of 25 years to life in prison. Now, Amy Strahan was the only witness who took the stand to read a statement today. She is the mother of Sam Strahan, the Freeman High School student who died in the shooting.
The wounds from that day remain deeply painful. This, coming here and doing this again, very painful. I'm here for Sam, and I will always show up for him, regardless of how much this hurts me. But it bears repeating that this nightmare will never be over. There are long-standing wounds that won't heal because they simply can't.
In 2022, Sharp was originally sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. But in April, an opinion filed by the Washington State Court of Appeals decided that sentence was too long. This is what prompted the resentencing. The deputy prosecutor acknowledged the impact this has on families returning to court today.
Even given the laws that have changed, because they have changed. And unfortunately, they've changed in such a way, as you heard from Ms. Strahan, that victims often get devalued. They come here for a resentencing because the laws have changed.
Now, in this nearly 7 years that I've been covering this case, I'd have to say that this hearing today was one of the most swift, but that doesn't mean that Judge Brian Biggs didn't take everything into consideration in this resentencing hearing. He told the families in the courtroom that he read through all victim impact statements that lasted weeks in previous years. Now, once that 25-year sentence is completed, at the end of the 25 years, Sharp does have the opportunity to petition for parole. Reporting outside the Spokane County Courthouse, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And in the last half hour, the Freeman School District, following Sharp's resentencing, released a statement. It reads in part, quote, "This has been a very difficult and long 7 years for our Freeman community, especially for the victims and their families to endure."
It goes on to say every time this case is reopened or another school shooting takes place, it takes us back to a place of trauma, distress, and reliving this nightmare. We only hope this is the last time our families have to be in a courthouse regarding this situation.
Meantime, in Georgia, the 14-year-old alleged school shooter and his father made their first court appearances today.
That shooting killed 4 people and left 9 others injured. The teen is now facing 4 counts of murder for Wednesday's shooting. The district attorney there says his office is expecting to file more charges against the defendant in connection to the 9 people who were injured in the attack.
Shortly after his son's hearing, 54-year-old Colin Gray faced charges including second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. Investigators believe he bought the AR-style rifle used in the shooting that appears to be in this video as a gift for his son. The purchase came in December after both assured deputies in May of 2023 the teen had not made any school shooting threats. CBS News has obtained audio of that interview.
You didn't say anything like that, and I got to take you at your word, and I hope you're being honest with me. I'm not saying you're lying, but it's not unusual for people to lie to the police. Okay.
He's familiar with that too.
Now, the Appalachia High School students, faculty, friends, and even strangers who have been showing up to that growing memorial for the victims, the community now trying to support one another as it grapples with this senseless tragedy. The woman charged with conspiring to commit international kidnapping will not be spending any time in jail, at least not right now.
Nadia Cole pleaded not guilty today and was released. Cole is the fiancee of Aaron Ong, the man charged with international kidnapping of his 2-year-old. This case started back in May after Cole disappeared from Seattle's airport instead of boarding a flight with her family.
Court records show Cole and Ong crossed the U.S.-Mexico border, and the two stayed in Mexico with his daughter for about a month. In court today, prosecutors say they are currently not seeking jail time for Cole, and she was released.
All right, switching gears to talk a hot forecast. Extreme heat moving into the inland Northwest as the Spokane County Interstate Fair gets underway.
Yeah, let's send it over to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
Well, when we go through the next few days, you're going to notice the heat. But each and every morning, there's going to be a moment you go, oh, it's not that bad. And then by noon, you're going to go, oh, it's that bad. 94 degrees and 94 degrees. Hang on. Let me just do a thing here. Oh, no. I don't have time to do the thing. Wait, I do have time to do the thing. I wrote it down. I'm back. Our record high temperature for today was 94 degrees. We have now tied it, probably. Remember, it's that Celsius rounding thing. 94 here in Spokane is hot. That's record heat. But why is that a big deal? Because it is so incredibly difficult to get into the 90s this time of year. Heat advisories are in place because we will be in the 90s through Sunday. They run through Saturday at 9 p.m. because we will get a little bit of cloud cover and a slight reprieve from some of the heat on Sunday. Right now, widespread serious heat, 99 in Ritzville. That's a scorcher. But overnight, everybody falls down to around 60 or into the 50s. I think there's a stretch from Deer Park to Newport into Sandpoint. Yeah, Usk. Yeah, I would say even Elk winds up in there where you're right around the 50-degree mark. Nice and cool. But by Sunday, you're back to the scorching, or Saturday afternoon, excuse me. You're back to the scorching side of things. Mid and upper 90s widespread. It is going to be hot across much of the inland Northwest.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. Spokane's new police chief is wrapping up his second week on the job and today doing his first official interview with KREM 2 News.
Shannon Mowdy sat down one-on-one to ask him about where the department has been and where he wants it to go. Shannon?
Well, Chief Kevin Hall says his first 2 weeks have been confirmation he joined a great city and great police department. But he says there are always opportunities for training and improvement.
Obviously been some hiccups in the past with this agency, but I think they've turned it around and are on a very good trajectory.
Where could this department go under your leadership?
That's an excellent question. It's going to be a collaboration between the community, the department, and where they want to go. I've always said we police at the will of the community.
Collaboration would appear to be the top tier of Chief Kevin Hall's tenets of policing, alongside protecting constitutional rights.
What the legal justification is to do those things. Everything from when somebody opens a door, what's our legal justification to step through that door?
And creating policy and procedure based on science and data.
I think bringing a greater degree of knowledge about evidence-based policing into this community and this agency is going to push this agency forward in a very positive way.
Hall says he's already met with community leaders and community members about some of Spokane's biggest issues, including the city's number of unsheltered and unhoused.
The police department cannot fix this problem on their own. It's a multifaceted problem, and it's going to take a multifaceted approach.
He says homelessness isn't solely a public safety issue, it's a public health issue. Two worlds that also collide when it comes to behavioral and mental health response. As I understand it, one of the passion points for you.
Yes, it's no secret. I think any officer will tell you that they engage in people who are in crisis or are suffering from a behavioral health issue all day long.
In Tucson, he found success with putting a crisis clinician inside the dispatch center.
You can field stabilize. You can stabilize folks over the phone. I don't know what the partnership looks like with 988 at a local level, but I intend to dig into that.
He'd also like to explore civilian responders who go to crisis calls instead of police. Chief Hall says training and learning better ways of responding never ends, but begins with who the department hires.
We don't always look really carefully or target really carefully the folks that we want to bring into policing. Maybe that could change that dynamic as well.
Chief Hall says he's still busy learning some ins and outs of law in Washington state, but he's already had several meetings with local leaders and citizens. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much.